Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English and welcome to Daily Flash. We love having you here. Yes, indeed. We're halfway through the week. Our James working as a bouncer, I think, in what we're now calling the United Nations control room.
The UN control room.
The UN control room.
I mean, look at the diversity in there. It's fantastic.
He's jumping on there. He, of course, answers all of not on if you're on social media, emails and stuff like that sort of thing. He's kind of like a guy who overlooks all of that. Of course, on the show.
And of course, Matt Doolittle joining us, keeping track of our socials.
You should go dailyflashshow.com. That's where you can like, subscribe, do all the sharing things. You know what? Share it with your mama, share it with your daddy, share it with your brother, do all the things, and send us notes, flash@dailyflashshow.com.
If that went by too fast, of course, our website has links on there to you if you want to get a hold of us on social media. We also love email, flash@dailyflashshow.com.
What is that? HTTP?
TPS.
/slide thing, www.
I did hear someone the other day saying, yes, the website address is www.
Oh, God,
and
pause.
the person's like, you don't have to say the W's anymore. All right, got an article from our producer, Big Daddy James, from our friends at Business Insider, and I thought this was interesting. And really, the gist of the article starts out talking about Costco and their new exclusive hours for executive members. So if you have the executive membership, which is more expensive than the basic one, you can shop from 9 to 10 in the morning before the store opens. So you get an extra hour of shopping time.
Can I get my
believe
pizza?
you me, when you go there is a huge crowd outside that door at 9 a.m. with people waiting to go in, even though they're not an executive member.
Is that really?
It's crazy, yes.
On a Saturday, the gas line is insane, and I
control.
usually am there.
We mentioned Jackson is the Costco queen. We say that all the time. She's there.
I
all
send her
the
my
time.
receipts, though. When we're like, we got under $300.
True.
So there's advantages. It's extra money for that executive level,
Yes.
right? It's really for businesses, I guess, or can anybody do it?
Anyone can get it, but technically the executive membership is usually for businesses. You get a few more extra dollars, in your account. The more you buy, obviously, you get that return certificate at the end of the year. But they bring up this whole stratification of marketing and selling people on different tiers of membership, whether it's Costco, whether it's the airlines, whether it's your favorite streamer. It's like now you have to pay not to have the ads, right? If you want the low budget Netflix, you can have the low budget Netflix, but you got all the ads that come with it, right?
As a Disney adult, I can do
There you
the
go.
early entry at Disney if I actually pay for the membership there. Yes.
Hey, did you get that one thing I was showing you? Like people were, it's like a hack. If you go, if you get a hotel room at one of the places.
At Universal.
Is that a real thing?
No, it's not.
okay.
It's definitely not.
Let me explain it real quick. So they're saying this says if you go to get a hotel room, you get early access to Disney, to Universal. But if you paid individually for like a family, it costs you like $1,000, but a hotel room's $500.
No, the overall cost is going to cost you more if you're doing the individual tickets.
Okay.
That's not that hack that
That's not
influencer
real,
had
Not
is
real.
not right. No.
Okay, I'm going to bring it back to the tier
reason,
pricing. Yeah,
and you bring that up because it's another tier thing.
exactly.
That if you would stayed at their hotel, you'd be able to get that.
And all the theme parks offer all kinds of different packages where you can have advantages to going in early or staying later or doing X, Y, and Z or getting to the front of the line. Uber has a wait and save program if you want to, join the wait and save. Obviously the airlines. But what's more interesting too is they also discuss surveillance pricing in this article.
Explain that.
So let's say you're cruising on the web, you're searching for something. If it knows you have a Macintosh computer, which AI can now designate whether you are searching with a Mac computer, it will steer you toward more expensive websites. Because they believe if you're purchasing Apple products, you likely have more money and you're willing to spend more.
You also, like it says, the cookies that you see,
Yes.
okay, keep that in mind. Also, I do know, and this is going down another side road, but the best way, if you're going to look for prices for things, if you're just only price checking, use your incognito mode.
Does that really work.
They say it's supposed to, but now that you say if they know you have a Mac, I don't think that might be the case.
Yes.
However, but as far as your browser goes, it doesn't know it. But then when you actually do go and use the regular one or on your app or whatever.
And they're all kind of, and to me that was like you buried the lead in this whole article. I mean, I get the Costco, but the surveillance pricing to me is the fascinating part, because a lot of people are saying like, well, why do I go to this website and it steers me here and the prices are much different? So if you don't do the research or if you don't search in incognito, you're likely to pay more. And then there's also the psychology like, well, if I'm paying more, it has to be better. So there's that weird sense of like, well, if it's more exclusive or if I have to have a membership to buy it, then I've got this whole, yes, it's more elite.
You feel like you have to do it and you're going to get benefits from that. I do know, back to what you were saying, it was surveillance now makes complete sense. I went online to rent a car and at a certain company, and I didn't finish doing it, right? So I go, I need to rent the car. So I did it on my app. It was more expensive on my app than it was on the on the website.
That happens all the time.
Because it's a few bucks. It wasn't too much, but
it's a $40 or $50 swing on if you're doing that, because my wife does it a lot for her job.
I imagine so,
so she has to look at it. She goes, "What the?" And she's looking at it on her phone, going, "This is more expensive than it is on her computer." And she has a PC.
Okay,
my wife's a PC person.
If you've got the app, I would think that would give you a little bit of an edge, right? For better pricing as opposed to just going to the website.
It's because of your streaming company. So like here in Florida, we have Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
So it goes through that versus what would be AT&T. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then the hyper-effective targeting, AI has now been able to narrow down your targeted group of buyers, where it used to be 18 to 34, right? That used to be kind of the umbrella. Now they can get it down to 20 to 22-year-old men who like hunting, who shop at Costco, who drive a Ford Bronco. They know all of those things about us.
Minority Report, as you were talking, I was thinking Minority Report. If you haven't seen that movie, the one with Tom Cruise, he's walking through a store and it knows everything about him and it has all the prices pop up and all that sort of thing. I mean, we're not far from that.
No, we're not.
This is basically what that is, but we just don't visually see it in that. I also know that there are ways that that they are, once they know that you're willing to pay that. I imagine because of those cookies which I was talking about, he's like, all right, well, he paid this much this time. Now that I know we can, do they put that in the file saying this guy doesn't mind paying more?
Right.
What kind of file does it put together?
Well, or they know that, well, you're a United Airlines Gold, Silver, Platinum member, so we know that you like the nicer things in life, or you're part of the Ultra Lounge, or whatever it is. You have definitely pegged yourself for someone who's willing to pay more for that status.
Can I get back to my rental car thing? Because right when you said that, it reminded me of something. So I have on my app that I'm going to rent this car from, you can earn points for air miles, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, cool. So
Great.
I put it in. They charge you, it's again $1.50 for them to put those points on the
you are kidding me.
What do you call it? And so on
your
the
membership.
Thank you. Which is another tier thing if you think about it. And so I go, well, that it's going to take me forever to get enough air miles to ever be able to use it for anything.
Right.
And then I'm thinking I'm getting a deal. I'm like, ooh, well, if I rent from them, they're going to give me airline miles. But I'm basically paying for the airline miles. It's not a whole lot, but it pissed me off. That you go, well, I'm going to rent this car for this much. It's twice the amount now not because of insurance and the direction and the toll.
Signed up for a new program.
It's because I signed up for a program and all these fees.
I will tell you, you have to go directly to the company that you're traveling with to get the best deal. If you're going to those third-party, affiliates, you're not going to get that. And then also the customer service through them is a nightmare.
You're talking about like Travelocity or
Travelocity,
a third-party travel company.
Just go right to the company and you'll get the best deal. That's always.
On the phone, if you can talk to some people, just say, hey, I found this online on Priceline for $200 cheaper, and I imagine they could work with you.
My biggest gripe is with streaming services, because not only do I have AMC, but now I have AMC Plus, then I have AMC Black Diamond, then I have, Paramount
AMC
Plus.
Black Diamond?
I don't know.
That is
I'm just
fancy.
making it up. But
Mitch,
you know what I mean?
you hear that? She got Black Diamond AMC.
I want to know what AMC stands for.
Right.
But do you get, I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm like, wait a second, I thought I signed up for Apple TV. No, you're not part of the Apple Plus. NBC, the Peacock. If you've got regular Peacock, you've got premium Peacock. You've got regular Prime, you've got premium Prime. It's like, oh my God.
Diamond Peacock.
Diamond Peacock.
Well,
that's a whole other club.
That's a whole other club. I think Mitch and I went to Diamond Peacock.
Yes, we spent a lot of money at the Diamond Peacock, for sure. Tell us, what are you tired about these fees? You know what, I'll be happy to just say, listen, here's $100, all of y'all split it, or however much money, just quit nickel and diming me.
Thank you.
That's what they're doing. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson. The Birkin style isn't just for women. Now guys are actually grabbing the pricey designer bags. Men have been embracing designer handbags over the past few years, mostly for practical purposes. According to one stylist, men are interested in defining their style with expensive fashion trends. And when it comes to leather goods, nothing tops the price and bragging rights of a Birkin bag from Hermes. So I'd say now, with all the crap that I handle around, I understand why women have purses. You have everything inside of them, but I still have to do the sling over. Let me show you mine real quick. Matt's modeling mine. This is a gorgeous one. This is a Louis Vuitton that I have. And I feel that it's, very nice. You could put everything in that.
You can. That's a carry-all.
I used to love in high school.
A carry-all.
A carry-all, that's what they call it. I loved it in high school. Girls would bring their purse. Can I go through your purse? And they're like, yeah. And I couldn't believe the stuff that they would bring. They had everything in it. And moms nowadays, they need those big old purses. So I understand that completely. Paying the amount of money, though,
right, that Birkin bag. There's a waiting list.
Is it really?
The minimum prices start at $10,000-$15,000, and this is for a handbag. Walmart came out with something that looked very similar to a Birkin bag, and it flew off store shelves. And of course, for Walmart, I think it was like $40 or $50, which is expensive for Walmart for a handbag. But to me, even if I had that kind of money, I don't know if I would spend $15,000 on a handbag.
Well, if you think I'm losing my glasses all the time, I can't find my backpack half the time. Like I would leave it somewhere, and somebody goes, "Hey, that's our Louis Vuitton or Hermes a bag or a Birkin bag." They're going to take it. Trust me.
Of course they are. Yeah. Plus, you make yourself a target too.
That's true. Good
which
point.
you have to be careful about. So
we're talking about aging gracefully when we return. Stick around.
Our next guest is Donnie Yance. He's a master herbalist and a professed secular monk who is helping people age gracefully. He says that the quality of our health span depends on a harmonious existence that nourishes the body, the mind, and the spirit equally. Donnie, welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you for having me.
So to achieve this unity of body, mind, and spirit, you have 4 points. Let's start with the first one. You say purposeful mindset. Please explain.
Well, the first thing you need to take into account is that we are a network. And I like to preface things with spirit, mind, body, because the spirit is the everlasting self. And so when we start to focus on that first and foremost, it creates a paradox of health. And the paradox is that to focus on the spirit means to always to be doing for the other. It's about service to others. I, again, am a Franciscan, so my idols are martyrs like St. Francis. And so his concept of health is always about how do we bring love and goodness to the world. Yet, this other focus, when we start to then distill it down to a personal way, it becomes about self. So the paradox is taking care of ourselves and taking care of others can be one and the same, and it can be part of that unity, because if we care for ourselves, we're stronger, more robust, and we can care for others longer. So the first thing is trying to live in that paradox of health, of spiritual health, and of physical and mental health. And again, we are a network, so everything is unified as one.
I would imagine that healthy habits feed good spiritual health. Please explain.
Well, I think we're living in a distorted world. So focus more on who is next to you, the other next to you, our family, our community. Get out in nature, get into the forest. There's a thing called forest bathing that's so healthy and good for us. Bring some plants into your home. And again, like as the great basketball coach John Wooden said, you make a life by how you serve and never let a day go by without doing something for someone that can't repay you. And start to look at people, smile at people, put your phone away, go for a walk. I think these are really important things, and be your authentic self. Don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself. It's one of the most important things.
That's a great point. Personal connection, so vital in this day and age when we're all glued to our phones and our smart devices. Nourishing foods are also on your list.
Yeah, so think of everything as a relationship. We want a healthy relationship with everything. Yeah. And that includes food. So that is, means diversity, quality of food, and then thinking of some of the things that people like, I like to call them the humble foods, things like whole grains, legumes, and potatoes. You know, people think of those as like foods without nourishment, yet a potato is the only food that can sustain human life. It's very hearty. There wouldn't be any Irish people without them. So really focus on the foods that are coming from the earth in the most wholesome way. And even sometimes think of some wild food, things like dandelion greens and nettle greens and wild berries when you go for your hike in the woods.
Things that maybe most of us wouldn't think of trying or adding, but maybe that adds to a mindset of trying something new every day. You're an herbalist.
And cook food.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, cook your food at home sometimes. Make a meal from scratch at home. Make some bread. Making bread is so healthy from the scratch.
Let's talk about medicinal botanicals and supportive supplements. Being an herbalist, you've got a keen eye for that.
Well, herbs are my passion and herbs are my love. And so I fell in love with herbs when I was actually in high school and read an old book called Back to Eden, which again created a relationship. We're in relationship with this world around us and all these wonderful healing plants that are giving of themselves to us. So I wrote a book, Adaptogens in Medical Herbalism, that focus on a group of plants called adaptogens, which are normalizing, non-specific, and non-toxic, and they build robustness in the totality of that word, and they build efficiency in our body. So the best way to nourish our body is make it more robust, make it more efficient, get it to auto-regulate itself, and build from the foundation of the root system out. And then topical things come later.
Something funny is going on, and it's happening every morning on Broadway and Friends, on great radio stations all across the U.S. of A. Broadway, T-Wall, Mitch Pancake English, and Sweet Becca. Broadway and Friends, 4 mics, 0 filters, and more opinions than your Aunt Cheryl's Facebook feed. Broadway and Friends. Want to join the madness? Hit up BroadwayandFriends.com.
Spell out the word
and jump into the deep end, blasting for the back road to the big leagues. Broadway and Friends. The most fun you can have with your radio on.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Well, from pajama-like clothes to activewear, many Zoomers are making some controversial clothing choices at the office. Now, one Gen Z fashionista is taking things to the next level, with critics accusing her of dressing like she's heading to the club, not a place of employment. The 21-year-old shares images of the outfit she wears to her job at a New York City-based modeling agency. Okay. While some say she looks great, others were baffled by her choice of office attire. She says she prefers to wear clothes that represent her young, wild, and free spirit. I say if she works at a modeling agency, this works.
I wholly agree with that. There are those that will interpret like, well, she dresses like that when she goes to work, so I can do that, and I work, at, pick whatever business you'd like. And now there's more and more people are coming back to the offices. We've been discussing over the last few weeks with this return to office policy. By the first of the new year, more companies are going to do that, and not knowing how, listen, you're representing that company that you're going into, and if the decisions you make can affect customer service. Do you know what I'm saying? And people, like it or not, they judge you by the way you're dressed and smell and look and that sort of thing. And so you got to keep that in mind. I'm wondering, is that something they quit teaching at schools? Is that one of those things that they had lost along the way, or is it just like it's becoming more comfortable because we want people to be comfortable because of the fact that we work from home?
Gosh, I think it's a combination of things, but when you were talking about that, I thought to myself, it's kind of devolved in this all about me, social media media, I'm going to wear what I like because I'm me, and I'm going to show you what I'm wearing because I want everybody to see
that
it.
Makes more sense.
As opposed to, hey, these are the rules and the policies set up by a business, and this is what we want you to follow. But instead, thanks to social media and reality television, they feel like, oh, it's more interesting if I buck the system and I ignore the rules, and I'm going to prove them wrong by doing what I want to do. And it's like, well, are you the company boss? Are you the owner?
Exactly. And you're welcome to do that once you become
100%.
the owner, and that's probably what they're going to encourage you to do. So you got to make sure that, and really, if you know that you're dressing completely different than everybody else, you're not catching on to like, man, I'm wearing a sweatpants and t-shirt and everybody else is wearing suit and tie. There's an issue there, right?
I do have a problem with the pajamas, the pajama bottoms, the t-shirts, and the Crocs. To me, like come on.
Because we know you didn't get dressed this morning when you say that, right? Because you slept in that.
Yes, and you just threw something on your backpack maybe before you headed out the door.
That's all
but you've been wearing that for the last 5 days.
And your Axe body spray is not hiding anything. You didn't shower this morning.
No, and you always say this: dress for the job or the career that you want, not the one that you have. And honestly, anytime you go out, customer service, the way people react to you. If I'm dressed up, I'm coming from work, I look nice, I get a whole different sort of experience than if I'm just kind of schlepping with a baseball cap and sweats and my tennis shoes. But I present differently. So I know that that's kind of the customer service I'm going to get.
It goes both ways. You've got to do that. Yeah, you're going to get not only the respect that you're wanting so much, and even so much more. I'm going to respect the fact it's like, hey, look, I know maybe you dress like differently at home, and if I see you out or whatever, I go, she got a lot of style, cool.
Yeah.
But she knows the difference. She can compartmentalize professionalism and then social life. A brunette bombshell says that she is deeply depressed after interviewing for 50 jobs and didn't get hired for one of them. She's 21 years old. She's been looking for an employment as a nanny after finishing up a child care course. She, though, says that it's her beauty and her body that's a detriment. And it actually draws more attention than her qualifications. While job hunting, the Brazilian beauty began posting pictures online because she wanted everybody to see how beautiful and hot she was. And well, her social media influence started to gain huge numbers. She's now making money as a content creator and says it is a job, but was not her original plan. So what you complaining about then? Well, she just said she was too hot to be a nanny.
Too hot to handle.
Too hot to handle. There you go.
Well, when you're posting a shot like this on your resume for a nanny
can we pop
job,
it up here? Yeah.
It's striking a yoga pose in underwear. I'm going to say that the wife of the husband that might be looking at your resume is going to skip that one real quick. That goes directly in the trash.
And should tell you now, even it's not just businesses. I would imagine families do go, if you're going to hire a nanny, go on your social media because I want to know what you're doing every other day of the week that you're not watching my kids. And if I see you're partying or drinking, that is going to be a concern. So for her to say it's because I'm really hot, I'm too hot, nobody's going to hire me, I think is a cop-out altogether.
Could it be the judgment of wearing a half shirt and bending over on a twister mat that could be discouraging to those who might be interested in hiring her?
The dad wants to hire you for sure. You got 50% of the CEO and the co-CEO not agreeing on that, but just keep that in mind. The kids don't care
But the other co-CEO, CFO is saying, no way.
And the 14-year-old boy you're watching really wants you to get hired. Trust me on that. More news, entertainment, everything in between coming your way on Daily Flash.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's top. We got stations across the nation. Here's Matt Doolittle.
219 affiliates across the country, and we love them all, and especially our friends on the American Forces Network. Today, we are calling out our friends at WGBT in Rochester, New York, known as the Flower City.
Oh, that's cool. I can imagine so. Like New Jersey's a garden state, so why wouldn't
I've been up there. It was great. I got to see my in-laws. They're fantastic people up there.
Have you ever been to Albany?
Albany, New York, the capital of New York. I have not. I can't tell you this about Rochester. I'm glad you brought that up. There's a Rochester, New York, and not Rochester, Minnesota. And remember when I used to travel around the country? I set everything up. And come to find out it was Rochester, Minnesota, and I'm like, no, I'm supposed to go to New York. I wound up going there anyway.
Just so you know, there's a Paris, Texas.
Where it is?
Paris, Texas, just in case, so you don't get
and Gainesville,
Where do
Georgia.
I get my beignets from? Is from Paris, Texas? Whatever. All righty. You know, speaking of all those great people that watch us on the show, we got great viewers all the time, and we love hearing from you. I got an email from someone said, "Hey, we're watching you." Here, pop it up here. This is Daphne and Stephanie Street. They were in the hospital visiting a family member. And they had our show on. They said, "Hey, I just want to let you know we're watching you. Thank you so much."
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, isn't it great? Don't they lovely people?
They love it.
They're beautiful girls. Anyway, and they sent me this email and said, "Hey, you guys, you bring us so much joy. I just wanted you to let you know." So thank you, Daphne and Stephanie.
Mitch, can I tell you what brings me joy?
What brings you joy?
Is that when you couldn't find your glasses, and I
this
found
morning.
them. And where were they?
They were in my
where I told you they were going to be.
Yeah. So I can't find my glasses. I don't know. I looked everywhere for my glasses. I can't find it. And he goes, "They're out. You looked in your console?" And I go, "Yeah, I looked in my console." And finally, I don't know. He goes, "Yeah, but did you look in your console?" Yeah. And I go.
And then he walks out, and then he just comes in and he goes.
They were in the console.
Yep. They were in the console.
Well, at least they weren't on the top of your head.
And I've done that many a time. So it's interesting that you see all of that. Anyway, so can we pop that picture up again of Daphne and Stephanie here? Because look how excited they are that we're on, and we're in the kitchen at that time.
Anyway, I love it.
The finest of kitchens.
We're covering Daphne's face. Wait, pick that up. There's
look
there
how
we go.
beautiful they are.
All right, very good. Thank you for watching, and if you're watching the show, let us know. Drop us pictures. We love sharing them on the air, okay?
Yeah, I love that idea. Send us a photo.
Send us a photo of you watching the show. That's plain and simple. We're everywhere, including Alaska, right?
Yes, Alaskan Bears will duke it out for the title of bulkiest bear around later this month when Fat Bear Week kicks off.
It's the best. It's the best Bear Week. It's like Shark Week and Fat Bear Week.
Fat Bear Week will kick off for the 11th year in a row. The National Park Service's competition searching for the chunkiest, chubbiest bruin will
Where's
take
James
place
when we need him?
from September 23rd through the 30th. The show, which live streams the dozen Alaskan brown bears vying for the title, does not actually offer a prize to the wild winning animal. I know that's a shocker. Many avid fans, though, sometimes bet on the winners. The participating bears have already started packing on the pounds for hibernation in November. During this period, Alaskan brown bears can reach up to 1,200 pounds, adding around 4 pounds a day. The showdown is entirely in the hands of people voting online.
So do I go on the Hard Rock Bets app? Is that what I
bet you could.
I would not
You could bet on anything. I'm sure it's on there.
I think that...
oh, God. Oh, here we go.
Look, it's a Florida black bear.
Hey, Jen, break the Prozac in half.
Yeah.
They have these little machines. What you can do is you put them in there and you cut it just like that. And it works wonderful that way. And you take the amount of dosage that you need. I love that there's technology we're able to do this, but how do you identify one from the other? How are you going to know? Oh, that's the same one I'm looking at that I saw yesterday.
All this is done online.
It's a different
How do you know whether
you can tell?
Where I can tell. I can see the difference between the two. How do the judges determine?
There you go. That's probably what it is. All right, more Flash coming up. Stick around.
Where's James?
Where's
Today on The Scene with Doreen, I get to sit down with pop singing sensation and the voice of an entire generation, Sheena Easton. She's back out on the road, and I can't wait to dig in. Check it out.
My baby takes the morning train. He works from 9 till 5.
Sheena, happy anniversary. Your hit Morning Train turned 45 years old this year. MTV was still in its infancy when that song was released. I mean, music videos were not these mini epics that they are today, and there was really no budget behind anything. You had to do your own hair and makeup.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I remember the head of the company bringing me in. They went, you know, we need to do a little film, is what he called it. We didn't even call them videos then. We need to do a little film because they're doing this thing now where they're putting films out with all the records and they're playing it in places when you can't get over there to do TV shows. So I don't know, like, go make one. They hired somebody to direct it, and we, you know, it was a song about a train, right? So they went, oh, great idea. Let's go to a train. I just recently had a very bad perm done up the high street. And I had, you know, this jumpsuit, I think, that I pulled out of my closet. And I was like, okay, I'm on the train singing this song. This is crazy. And that was my very first music video.
Now, Morning Train appeared in one of my favorite sitcoms twice, Seinfeld.
You know, Morning Train showed up in some of the weirdest places. And, you know, it's nice. It's a nice surprise when that happens. It's like, oh, that's really cool that they used that song.
Are you ever shopping in CVS?
Oh, yes.
And you hear it, and what do you do? Do you stop, or do you just kind of like, oh, that's just old news now? I you know.
That is always what's happening, and you're always in the personal aisle. And you're like, oh, here we go. Of course, that's what's playing, you know?
And you can't say, hey, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, you're just like trying to keep your head down and like put your stuff in your basket and get out, sneak out.
See, you know me, I'd probably stand on top of the shelves and just say, that's me. Yeah, and by the way, I'm buying maxi pads.
Your eyes only can see me through the night.
You are one of the select few in the world who have performed a James Bond theme song, but yet you are the only one that has the distinction of being in the actual opening credits of a Bond film.
It looks very glamorous on the screen, but it was not glamorous when we were shooting that.
I heard, didn't they tie you down?
They clamped my neck. There was a clamp around my neck. Well, not for the entire thing. In the opening sequence, the camera zooms in all the way to just my lips.
Yes.
And if I moved slightly to the right or left, I would have been, you know, out of the screen, out of focus.
Right.
So for that, I had to still sing with passion and keep my eyes alive and you know, give it some energy, but not move.
Wow.
So after him trying to get me to do it, he went, you know what, just clamp her. That's what he did. I was clamped up whole. A lot of people ask me when they see the poster for that movie, which is, you know, a close-up of very long legs and then, you know, stuff going on underneath.
Right.
They think it's my legs. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's like a 5'10" model. I'm 5'1". No
you know
chance.
what?
You
Take
know,
it.
but-
Say absolutely, it's
Yeah.
my legs.
Yes, it's my legs, darling.
And they had
It's
to
so
cut. They had to
mean.
cut some because I was even taller than that. So we
Yeah,
had to actually
exactly.
crop it.
That's not even all my legs.
There
There's
you
more
go.
of me. Yeah.
Don't talk about no other, just talk about the love.
Visit SheenaEaston.com for more info, music, and tour dates. Check her out live in a city near you. She's actively out there touring now through the rest of the year and into 2026. I thank you for spending time today, and anytime you have an open invite to come back on the show.
Thank you so much.
And if you want to hear more of our wonderful conversation, visit here. I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
Hey, you know, this Breast Cancer Awareness Month, board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Danielle Andrea is partnering with Allergan Aesthetics. Doctor, what is Natrel, and actually, what is making this really the leader when it comes to breast reconstruction?
So Natrel is actually the #1 breast implant selected by plastic surgeons with a collection of 300 different options to choose from. They offer the most comprehensive portfolio with smooth breast implants that have 5 different profiles, and they all have minimal to maximal fullness. There's 3 different types of gummy gels for different levels of softness. And during consultations, we recommend that patients actually hold and compare the 3 different types of gel. And this experience really helps patients to understand the subtle differences and reinforces the brand's commitment to personalizing that implant for the patient and comfort for the patient.
You know, one of the biggest parts, of course, when going through this surgery or any kind of surgery is the healing process. What role does reconstruction actually play in that process?
So reconstruction is becoming more and more common, and it really helps to empower women during their breast cancer surgery. It allows them to help them restore their sense of wholeness. And according to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, reconstructive procedures rose by 2% in 2024, making it one of the fastest growing categories. Advancements in surgical techniques are allowing us to have more highly personalized breast reconstruction outcomes, and surgeons are able to recreate the desired look that the patient wants, whether it's just what they had pre-mastectomy or something larger or smaller.
Hey, let me ask you, why is transparency in breast aesthetics so important, really, in this day and age?
So this year, we're actually starting to see more and more transparency with aesthetics. Patients and public figures alike are opening up about what treatments they chose, and this is really helping to break down the stigmas around breast procedures and empowers people to make informed decisions about their appearance. Whether patients desire to enhance their size or looking to restore more fullness, Natural really offers a lot of options to help find a silhouette that they will love. Based on their available tissue, their body structure, their aesthetic goals, surgeons can help patients identify the profile and size that's right for them.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll make sure we post this information on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
For decades, millions of families across Latin America have relied on Baer's aspirina for everyday aches and pains. Joining us with more to discuss from Baer is Dr. Natalia Serrano. Hi, doctor.
Baer's aspirina is a leading pain relief option in Mexico and a leading brand across Latin America. And now it's available here in the US, bringing a familiar pain relief option closer to home. Aspirina is a staple for many Hispanic families, and for many generations, many have purchased and relied on aspirina for their everyday aches and pains. With aspirina now available in the US, they can find the pain relief they're familiar with right where they shop. With the U.S. introduction of this product, Hispanic consumers are able to recognize a familiar product for effective pain relief. Having well-known products on the shelf at the local store can make a real difference for community health, giving families additional options for over-the-counter relief of their minor aches and pains. So look for aspirina and select Walmart and Walgreens stores nationwide. And to learn more, please visit BaerAspirin.com.
It's that time of year we love, fall, right? That means it's the perfect time to start planning your autumn escape. Travel expert Laura Begley-Bloom joins us with her top tips for a memorable fall getaway. Thanks for joining us, Laura.
Thanks for having me. Many people are taking road trips at this time of the year, so you want to make sure your car is running smoothly and that your engine has the protection it needs so your travel stays smooth. That's where Napa comes in, with over 800,000 quality parts, backed by rapid availability and expert support. Napa Gold oil filters deliver up to 10,000 miles of protection, trapping 99% of contaminants for peak engine performance. For engines over 75,000 miles, Napa Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil offers superior protection and performance. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store or head to napaonline.com to make sure you're ready to go the distance this fall. Now, when it comes to seeing the changing leaves, I adore fall in Michigan. It's a full sensory experience and the freshest place to see the changing colors and explore the great outdoors. Michigan has 2 gorgeous peninsulas and 19 million acres of forest that come alive with brilliant colors. You can taste the flavors of the season with warm apple cider and donuts, or enjoy a meal with ingredients straight from the farm. Sports enthusiasts can catch a college football game in Ann Arbor or East Lansing, or see the Lions and Tigers in the epic city of Detroit. Get inspired and plan your fall trip at michigan.org. Now, if you're looking for a beach vacation, I love the all-inclusive beaches resorts in Jamaica and Turks and Caicos. There's amazing dining, land and water sports, water slides, even exclusive Sesame Street programming. With great savings, fall is an ideal time for families with babies and toddlers who have the flexibility to travel over this time. Beach's Fall Fam Jam is underway through October 31 with splash pad parties, mini murals and mocktails, baby jammers, music classes, and more. Plus, the new Tiny Traveler's First Passport offer issues a $135 resort credit per child under 5 to celebrate baby's new passport. For great fall savings, go to beaches.com. Now, when you're traveling, you're often trying new foods and out of your routine, so it's important to be proactive when it comes to your health. My pick is nature-made Triple Action Biotics Gummies, the latest innovation from leading vitamin and supplement brand Nature Made, and available exclusively at Costco. This gut health supplement is perfect for travel and is developed with prebiotic, probiotics, and postbiotic, offering an enjoyable 3-in-1 formula for digestive and immune health that is easy to incorporate into daily routines at home or on the go. Head to Costco or visit Costco.com for more info. And to get more info on all of these, you can go to napaonline.com, michigan.org, beaches.com, and Costco.com. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, an OnlyFans star is offering right now $100,000 to anyone who finds her a husband. Yeah. The 33-year-old admitted that she's not the ordinary dater. She refers to herself as a romance capitalist. And her checklist for Mr. Right, kind of unconventional. She says he must be rare, rich, kinky, and ready for commitment. Bonus points for brains, politics, and age. I'm sure every guy out there goes, well, that's me. They're talking about me. Here's how the bounty is going to work. You recommend a candidate she hasn't already considered, and if they fill out her Date Me survey, that's all they got to do. She's even freezing dozens of her own eggs to optimize for future offspring.
And because she's in OnlyFans, I'm assuming you've got to sign up to subscribe to her page to fill out the application.
Hey, well, you got to be rich, and so you got to pay for it. So. Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. You got Andrea Jackson, Mitch English here. We love having you here. I got to tell you what happened to me the other day. So I did some traveling, and it was just a quick trip. We went down, came back, and everything. And I went and saw Sharon Weiler Conrad, the owner of our company, KSA
boss,
Entertainment. Not owner, but works with us and such. Anyway, so and she knows I love banana bread. So I went and she said she knew I was coming, and so she made some banana bread for me, right? And I was like, oh, thank you so much, Sharon. She put parchment paper and then got 2 things of aluminum foil and put it over it and everything. And I said, all right, cool, I'll put it in the bag and everything. Didn't think anything of it. Went to the airport. When I get up to the airport for the pre-check thing, now you don't even have to show them your ID. You just look at a camera now. And they go, it's not working. And you go, take your glasses off. I take my glasses off. And they go, okay, it's you. And I go, all right. And so then I walk, and then I go through the metal detector because I'm pre-checked. And all of a sudden they go, and I'm like, how do you believe this? And like 3 TSA agents come over to me, and they go, you've been electronically selected.
Electronic.
And I never heard them say, I've heard them say you've been randomly selected. I go, all right, what happened? What do I need to do? They go, sir, come over here. All of a sudden, it was like SEAL Team 7 came in, and started coming in, and they brought it here. And so they go through they go, I'm gonna need you to take out every electronic you have in your bag. Well, I travel with a bunch of stuff, and I also do a radio show, so when I travel, I have radio. I go, oh, okay, it's just a microphone and cords, but you'll see it once you get in there. And I keep it in this orange, what looks like an artillery box. Sure. So I'm thinking the whole time it's this thing, right? Sure. So they go through all my backpack, they go through all my other stuff, and so they go through it all and everything, and they go, it's clean. They started swiping it down, looking for bond, and they go, and then guy takes my computer, goes, we found something. And I'm like, what? I'm freaking out at this point, right? And I go, well, I didn't touch anything making bombs, and so they ran it through again, I go, I don't know what's happening. And they bring the other bag over. So they bring the bag, open it up, take everything out. Sharon, you can work for the Colombian drug cartel. This thing looked like a brick of cocaine.
I was going to say, a brick of banana bread.
And I go, it's probably the banana bread. And I go, sir, please don't reach around. I go, I know, but it's probably, I go, all right, but it's probably banana bread. But you should have seen how this thing was so well wrapped and everything. All I know is Monday's show, I ate it and I felt great. And best banana bread ever. Thank you, Sharon.